Hey guys, Brian here in the kitchen, and if you're watching this, you probably just watched my video on how to make almond bread. I kind of apologize for that weird angle that cut off part of my head and a lot of what was happening over on where I had everything staged. Still working out the bugs with these GoPro angles, but this is the video that tells you what's in the almond bread that I just made and that maybe you just made in your own kitchen, and how this can fit into a nutrition protocol. So one of these breads, that batch that we made, so the ingredients were 1.5 cups of almond meal, 2 eggs, a tablespoon of coconut oil, and a 1/4 cup of heavy whipping cream. And we got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, and I ate 1. That makes 10. We got 10 of these little 1-inch discs. And for people that are trying to measure their food by weight, this is about half an ounce, half an ounce, half an ounce, decimal 7, decimal 6, decimal 5. So these are about 1/2 ounce by weight. If anybody is measuring their final product, and maybe they just made a big batch and just cooked a big flat sheet of it, and they're wanting to do an accurate measurement, but they didn't use this ice cream maker, so they can't call it like one disc. These weigh about 5 ounces. So, or not 5 ounces, but half an ounce, decimal 5 ounces. And so the nutrition facts are going to be for half an ounce of the cooked batter that you just made. And if I go into my Fitness Pal, I can tell you exactly what was in that food. I just logged it myself. And so Brian's almond bread corrected. Okay, so in one of those 5 ounce, or not 5 ounce, but decimal 5 ounces almond bread pieces, there was 13.4 grams of fat, there was 3.2 carbs, and there were 5.4 grams of protein, and there were 155 calories in the whole thing. Now to see how this fits in, let's just go over what I've eaten so far and what I plan to eat for dinner. So for breakfast today, I had a cup of coffee. Actually, I had 2 cups of coffee, and in my first cup of coffee, I had 1 tablespoon of Kerrygold butter and half a tablespoon of coconut oil. I then had a second cup of coffee with just the half a tablespoon of cooking oil. So that was about 235 calories for my entire breakfast. My lunch, and just to give you the breakdown of fat, there was 14 grams of fat and 11 grams of fat. So I had 25 grams of fat for breakfast, and that's it. I didn't consume a single carb or a single gram of protein. My breakfast was fat only. And for lunch, we had the almond bread, which is 155 calories. I had 1 ounce of extra sharp white cheddar cheese, 5 large eggs, 1 ounce of cream cheese, and half a cup of milk. So that turns out to be 838 calories in one shot. So for dinner, I'm going to eat somewhere around 600, 625 calories. You really can't be that accurate down to the bite. But this can, it can help to try to be that accurate. So because of what I've already eaten, because I've already eaten a lot of fat, I've eaten a pretty decent amount of carbs already. There are, because I'm counting carbs because I'm doing ketogenic, this doesn't necessarily mean that's what you should do, but the largest macronutrient in milk is actually sugar. A lot of people think of milk as something that's good for fat and good for protein, but it's actually stupid high in sugar. And I'm just finishing up the last gallon of milk that I had. And so I've gotten a lot of carbs from that, and I've gotten a lot of carbs relatively from the bread. I mean, there's 3 grams there. So I've had about 10 or so of the 20 carbs that I let myself have for the entire day. So that being said, for dinner I will be having 2 ounces of cheese again, another half a cup of milk, I'm just going to finish it off, 5 ounces of chicken breast, 2 ounces of tomato, 2 ounces of tomato, 1.5 ounces of romaine lettuce, half an ounce of yellow onion, 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, and 2 tablespoons of sour cream. I'm making a kind of chicken taco salad thing for myself later tonight. And that is going to be about 631 calories. And my totals for the day, I'll end up having about 130 grams of fat, about 25 carbs, which is a small price for me to pay to be rid of the milk before it goes bad. And I will have about 103-ish grams of protein. So 6% of my calories will come from carbs, 70% of my calories will come from fat, and 24% of my calories will come from protein. And there are going to be roughly 1,700 calories in the entire meal, in the entire day. So that is pretty much what I'm eating. This does not necessarily mean that you should eat that way. But at the beginning of this video, I gave you what was in the almond meal and what were in these discs, and I'm sure you can figure out how to incorporate them into your own nutrition. As always, if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the ice cream that we're going to make. I'm going to show you how to make some high-fat ice cream next.